October 12th, it's day 1 of our 2-day article on our health. And this is called Are You Fueled by Sugar?
Yeah, 我们到了健康百科的单元 Health. 好，我们今天要讲的主题呢是 Are you fueled by sugar? 你今天吃糖了吗？这个地方呢，我们来看一下这个 title， 它提到 Are you fueled？ 我们看一下 fueled 这个字的前面4个字母 F-U-E-L， 这个字就是燃料的意思。我们刚刚在休息的时候呢，我跟这个 Chris 老师在聊到以前玩任天堂红白机的时候，如果说玩赛车啊什么，你会常常在右上角看到 fuel 这个燃料这个字哦。那你今天有没有提供燃料啊 ？By sugar， 那就是糖提供你燃料这样的意思。
Don't put sugar in your gas tank. If you are fueled by sugar and you are a car, you're in big trouble because sugar in your car is a very bad thing. So, does sugar give you more energy? And in fact, that's our subtitle today. Does sugar really give us more energy?
好，所以在这边的话呢，我们先看一下这个副标题里面提到的 energy 就是能量的意思。我们今天要问的问题就是糖真的能提供给我们更多能量吗？我们赶快来看看今天的内容吧。
Are you fueled by sugar? When most people think of sugar, they typically associate it with candy, soda, and dessert. However, sugar is found in many other foods. For example, most breads are high in a type of sugar called glucose. Fruit can have high levels of sugar called fructose, which makes it sweet. Many people think sugar can give them more energy. The sudden boost of energy after people eat something sweet is called a sugar high. It is believed that this phenomenon happens when the amount of sugar in a person's blood is higher than normal. Therefore, people may feel a sudden rush of energy when they eat candy. Maybe you have had this feeling after eating dessert or drinking something sweet. It is also a common belief that sugar makes children hyper. This idea became popular because of a book that promoted the idea that children would be less hyper if they ate less sugar. Parents loved this idea because controlling how much sugar their children ate seemed like an easy way to manage their children's behavior.
All right, friends, welcome to Enjoy English School. We're on pages 28, 29. Anthony, students, do you remember that song, Sugar?
Oh, yeah. Adam Levine, right?
Maroon 5.
Maroon 5.
That song was so popular. Students, do you know this song? It's a little old now, right?
Right.
But man, that song, I hope it's still popular because I would make kids laugh a lot when I sang that song in class. It was such an earworm. An earworm. It was a 洗脑歌.
对，很洗脑的歌，听过之后就不会忘了，它会在脑中一直反复的叫 earworm， 好，就是这种耳虫，耳朵里面长的虫，它一直出来，你睡觉的时候它就回来找你这样。
Sugar. So annoying. All right. When most people think of sugar, they typically associate it with candy, soda, and dessert.
好，我们来看第一段的第一句话哦，它告诉你说 When most people think of sugar， 大部分人想到糖的时候呢 ，they typically 这边的 typically 就是通常，usually 的意思。他们通常呢 associated with candy， 他会把这个糖这个字呢联想跟什么都联想在一起。Associate something with something， 意思就是把这两个东西想在一起，会想到糖果啦，soda， 就是指的这个汽水啦 ，and dessert， 就是指甜点。
That's right. So we have associated with. That just means to think about. And we know candy, soda. We could also say pop. Growing up, I didn't say soda. We said pop. 事实上，大部分的美国人 we all say soda.But I grew up saying pop. Some places like 芝加哥 and 那边 we all say pop. And we could say dessert, 小心 because the word desert looks just like this. The desert 只有一个 S. So how do you remember? Well, boys, if you ever take a girl to a restaurant, you might learn that dessert 比较贵. So 这个 S 你画两条线 and it looks like dollar signs, right?
Right.
So dessert it's expensive, so it has $2 signs.
啊，所以说今天要2个硬币，2个 s， 这样的话才可以买得起 dessert 啊。重音化也在后面那个音节 dessert。如果你要讲的是沙漠，它会念成 desert， 会只有一个 s， 要特别注意哦。
And sand only has one s. Now, Anthony, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So when we say the word candy, do Taiwanese also think of chocolate here, or only like just?
我觉得我自己在听到 candy 的时候，以前在国中、国小啊，这样听到 candy 的时候，也会想到巧克力。
Chocolate, yeah, I think so. Sometimes I wonder about this. When we say candy, foreigners are also really thinking about chocolate. So we'll say candy bar. 我们的意思是巧克力 when we say candy bar. And that sometimes I think is a little different.
我自己觉得说，像 candy 这个字，如果是翻成糖果的话，我自己想到的糖果就是那种一颗，然后这样把它绑起来的，比较不会想到巧克力棒。但提到 candy 的时候，我会变成是一个类别，然后类别里面有巧克力棒。
Chocolate, in English, we'll say candy bar. 我们的意思是巧克力. We almost never say chocolate bar in English. Let's continue. However, sugar is found in many other foods.
好，他就告诉你说呢，事实上呢，however， 然而 sugar is found in many other foods。虽然大部分人会想到说，这个提到 sugar 会想到糖果啦、汽水啦、甜点啦，但是呢，糖可以在很多其他食物里面找到。
Make sure you take out your highlighter. Highlight the S in foods. 老师 food 不是不可数吗? Yeah, you are. You're right. You're right. It is. But many uncountable nouns 事实上可以挑 countable nouns. When we're talking about many kinds, 很多各式各样，那个不可数可以变成可数。It's a little tricky in English. We could say candies. We could say sodas. We could say desserts. These are all correct. You just gotta remember it means many kinds.
没错，所以这边的话，把这个 foods 这边这个字特别圈起来哦。所以这边如果说今天你提到说 food 不是不可数吗？但是它有可数的用法，加了 s 就指各式各样不同类型的食物。
Let's continue. We're gonna see this again. Uncountable becoming countable. For example, most breads are high in a type of sugar called glucose.
好，所以接下来你看哦，你看在这句话里面，他提到 ，for example, most breads， 哇，天哪，真的是提到 bread 这个字，大家讲面包嘛，它是一个统称，一个不可数的。但如果提到说大部分不同种类的面包的时候，他会讲说 most breads， 好，这个地方这个 s 把它圈起来。Are high in a type of sugar called glucose。好，还告诉你说 are high in， 你也可以说 are rich。in something 就是里面本身富含了什么什么东西，里面有什么呢 ？A type of sugar 一种类型的糖 called glucose 就指的我们的葡萄糖 glucose。
So we can highlight C-O-S-E. That's Greek for sweet. So when we see kos, that just means sweet. Fruit can have high levels of sugar called fructose. 这个 O-S-E 就是 sweet 的意思 which makes it sweet.Yeah,
没错。所以接下来这边这句话还告诉你说 ，fruit can have high levels of sugar。好，光是水果呢，水果里面它本身也富含了另外一种糖，这种糖叫做 fructose。fructose 就是果糖的意思 ，which makes it sweet。好，也会让它吃起来甜甜的。这边顺便可以注记一下哦 ，fruit 这个字它本身不可数嘛。我们如果提到说蔬果的时候，我们要讲 fruit。and vegetables， 好，这个 vegetable 一定要加 s。你有机会也会听到外国人讲到 fruits and vegetables。这个 fruits 的话，如果用加了 s， 就代表是各式各样的蔬果。
That's right, and we always say fruit first. We don't say vegetables and fruit. Archie, listen to the pronunciation. Fructose. 这个 C 发 K. This is a word maybe you want to say a little slowly at first.Okay, with that, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we got paragraph 2. All right, friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We're on pages 28 and 29. We're talking about, are you fueled by sugar? Let's talk about what we're really going to talk about. So, eating sugar makes you hyper or too energetic. Is this real or is this fake?Can I ask you, did your mother and father, do Taiwanese parents tell your kids don't eat too much like sugar in general? Or they say don't eat this, don't eat that?
我至少我爸妈啦，我爸妈他是告诉我说，你糖不要吃太多，不然待会不能就是没有位置吃正餐，或者糖不要吃太多，不然会长不高，或者不要吃太多，不然会怎样
This is really common. I hear this we never say this in English. 不要这样，你不会长高。你要这样，还是你不会长高。We love to, or excuse me, Taiwanese love to talk about if you don't exercise or you don't blah, 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 you won't be tall. Foreigners never say this. Never say this. This is this. 而且不是批评，不要误会我。It's just a difference that I notice because, I know a lot of Taiwanese now. And Taiwanese people will just say, like, you gotta jump rope or you won't be tall. Or you gotta blah, 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 or you won't be tall. Foreigners never say this. Just like, if you do blah, 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 you'll be fat.
OK
Yeah. Wow. 比较大的问题在美国。
对，美国大问题在这种肥胖的问题嘛，所以到后来在美国的话，他们就会讲说，你不要吃太多，不然会发胖，还不会讲说不会长高，不会怎么样，不会用这种方式去恐吓你。
Yeah, but we won't say you won't be tall. We never say that. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Many people think sugar can give them more energy.
好，我们来看这一段第一句话，告诉你说 ，Many people think， 很多人认为呢 ，sugar can give them more energy。他们觉得说，哇，吃了糖之后，糖会给他们更多的能量。
So many people think they are fueled by sugar. The sudden burst of energy after people eat something sweet is called a sugar high. We want to remember this phrase. A sugar high.
A sugar high 就是那种吃完糖之后觉得很兴奋的这种感觉。如果说今天你可能在其他地方，我们很早以前有提过那个马拉松，如果跑到最后你觉得很累，突然之间你会觉得好舒服哦，那个叫 a runner's high。所以这个 high 就是那种兴奋的感觉。他这边这句话他讲说，The sudden boost of energy， 好，它突然之间 ，sudden 就是突然的意思，突然之间的升高，很快的升高，能量升高呢。After people eat something sweet is called a sugar high， 意思就指说这种吃完甜食之后，突然觉得，哎呦，我整个能量来了，精力充沛了，这种现象呢叫做吃完糖之后的兴奋感，英文就叫做 a sugar high。
It is believed that this phenomenon, let me say this again. It is believed that this phenomenon happens when the amount of sugar in a person's blood is higher than normal.
好，我们来看这句话哈。老师一提到 sugar， 我就整个人就觉得笑开来，忘了自己要讲什么。这句话他讲说 ，It is believed that， 人们相信，好，这件事情是被相信的。This phenomenon， 好，这个现象呢 happens when the amount of sugar in a person's blood is higher than normal。如果一旦人这个血液里头的糖的这个比例升高了，糖的这个量，血糖升高了之后呢，就会出现这样子的现象，人们相信这件事。
Okay, phenomenon is a very hard word to spell. It's really useful, but it's hard to spell. So you could say, it is believed that this situation happens. Situation 简单多了 situation. 还是 you can also say, it is believed that this happens. 你就不用说 phenomenon or situation. It's important to grow and learn all these words, but some of these words are really hard. Phenomenon is a very tricky word.
所以在开始的时候，如果你先用简单的方式去表达，然后再慢慢去记，这个字我们还可以换成难一点点的字，再难一点点的字，可能开始的时候是 this， 然后变成 situation， 最后才变成 phenomenon 这样子。
That's right. Therefore, people may feel a sudden rush of energy when they eat candy.
好，还告诉你说 therefore 意思就是指所以因此呢 people may feel a sudden rush of energy 这个地方 a sudden rush 就是这种突然之间升高了。好，你可能有听过一个字 adrenaline rush。好 adrenaline 就是我们的那个肾上腺素，然后就突然之间今天很急切很危急的状况发生的时候，你会有那种 adrenaline rush 这种东西出现。这边 a sudden rush of energy 就是突然之间你的能量冲得很高。When they eat candy， 当你今天吃了甜食之后，整个人能量冲高的感觉。
Now this word rush is really useful. You might know in a hurry or in a rush. That means I'm very busy. Rush has a lot of very good and easy synonyms. 同义词 we can say a sudden jolt. a sudden burst. And those are really easy words. Jolt, J-O-L-T. Burst is B-U-R-S-T. And when I was in college, there was this very sweet soda pop called Jolt. And it promised to have like double the sugar of Coca-Cola.
哇哦，我的天哪！所以说，老师其实之前在这个大学的时候，有一种饮料呢，就叫做 Jolt， 就是
Jolt Cola.
Jolt Cola。Jolt， 然后这个 Jolt 本身就是突然爆冲的意思嘛，它里面好像有这个一般的可口可乐双倍的糖。
And that was their advertisement, like we have more sugar than Coca-Cola. Like, wow,
okay.
All right. Maybe you have had this feeling after eating dessert or drinking something sweet.
好，接下来呢就问问看这个读者，他说说不定啊。You have had this feeling. 好，你曾经有过这样的这种经验，有这样的感觉。After eating dessert. 好，吃完甜食之后 or drinking something sweet. 喝完这个甜的东西之后，突然觉得能量爆冲。
That's right. Do you feel like, do you get a sugar high from eating candy or?
I don't really like eating something sweet. I don't have a sweet tooth.
Yeah, a sweet tooth means you like to eat a lot of sweets or eat a lot of sugary foods. I don't either. In fact, I mean, everybody here thinks I love to drink Red Bull. I drink Red Bull here because I'm very tired usually. I work at night, but we record these in the morning, so I'm usually pretty tired. So I drink a Red Bull before I do these. So everyone here thinks I drink Red Bull like every day. I really drink a lot of coffee. I drink cold black coffee. And I don't want the sugar. I want the caffeine.
没错，老师呢是咖啡因非常非常重度使用者吧。因为平常老师是晚上上课，那我们的话是白天，有的一早就要录影，所以他必须把这个精神打起来的时候，他就会喝很多的咖啡，提升自己的咖啡因。
That's right. But 大家here这边一直都觉得是 Red Bull. I have like one Red Bull a month.
没错，建立起这样的印象。
All right, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we got more Enjoy English School. All right, friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We are on pages 28 and 29, and we're asking, are you fueled by sugar? And this is a really interesting paragraph. It is also a common belief. Everybody believes that sugar makes children hyper. Now, hyper means not just energetic, but too energetic, where you start to make problems.
所以在这边的话，我们先来看这句。好，这句话里面有个重要的字汇就是 hyper。hyper 的话就是大家讲的很嗨啊，突然整个嗨起来。但是不只是说今天比平常要更兴奋而已，是兴奋的有点过了头，甚至开始出现问题了。好，平常说今天很开心的兴奋的上课没问题，但是兴奋到处乱跑那就不行了嘛。所以在这边这句话呢，它告诉你说 ，It is also a common belief。好，这边特别注意一下 belief 这个字。Belief 的意思呢，就是指信念，大家相信的事物。It's a common belief， 就是大家都这么相信着。It is also a common belief that sugar makes children hyper。好，大家也会相信说呢，糖会让孩子变得特别的亢奋。
Now, I don't know. I've been teaching almost 20 years now, and I have taught some students that were just naturally hyper. They just were. And mom and dad were worried they were eating too much sugar. But these kids never ate sugar. But from what I saw when they were at school, they were just that kind of kid. And I always felt bad because you have to kind of control those kids because they will affect your whole class. But I know some kids are just naturally very hyper and they have trouble just sitting and listening in my classroom after they studied school all day long. So I always felt bad. But my job was to teach them. And it's a tough thing to do sometimes as a teacher because I don't want this kid to hate English. I really don't. But at the same time, brother, I got to teach 29 kids.
没有错，老师刚刚就讲到说，有一些孩子在上完白天一整天的课之后，然后到了这个补习班里面，你要让他好好做好，其实也是蛮辛苦的啦。可是没办法，老师还有其他的小朋友要顾，所以你总是要想办法让这些孩子能够安定下来。
Right.
其实也是蛮辛苦的一件事
It's
情。
tough. I try to give them little jobs to do, but even then, I still have to teach for 2 hours.
That's right.
This idea became popular because of a book that promoted the idea that children would be less hyper if they ate less sugar.
好，所以接下来告诉你呢，这个想法是从哪里来的呢？他说 ，This idea became popular。 这个想法之所以变得特别的流行，大家都这么想，是因为 because of a book that promoted the idea that children would be less hyper if they ate less sugar. 好，也就是说，之前有一本书呢，就在去推广这个概念。这个概念是什么呢？就是小朋友如果吃少一点糖，他们就不会变得那么亢奋。于是呢，很多人看了这个书，觉得哦，原来是这样啊，大家就开始相信了这样的说法。
So we say less sugar, 不是 fewer sugar, because sugar is uncountable. But 举例来说 we say you eat too many cookies. You'd say eat fewer cookies or eat fewer potato chips or something. Remember, 可数要说 fewer, 不可数要说 less. Parents love this idea because controlling how much sugar their children ate seemed like an easy way to manage their children's behavior.
好，所以接下来这句话呢，他告诉你说，为什么这个想法呢，在这个父母之间大受欢迎呢？ Parents loved this idea， 好喜欢这个想法，因为 controlling how much sugar their children ate， 感觉上，如果说我能控制一下我孩子的行为，透过这个糖的这个摄取量去控制，听起来是比较容易的嘛，对不对？ 所以好说 seemed like an easy way to manage their children's behavior。Behavior 就是行为的意思 ，manage 就是控管、掌控的意思 ，to control. Yes, exactly. 所以这边的话，你会看到说，哦，既然能够控制糖量，那就能够控制孩子的行为，不要那么亢奋。那我赶快来试试看。所以这个想法就这样扩散开来了。
So were there any rules that your parents had when you were a kid that you totally reject today as an adult? Now you don't have children, and I don't have children, so we're not parents. But for example, when I was a kid, my parents were hippies. My parents were hippies, and so they had they had this idea that you let your children be free, and they will do the right thing. And it was just not the truth. I was a good little kid, but when I was a teenager, I was bad. And I needed someone to say, don't do this, do this. And I didn't have that. My parents said, go be free. Now, as an adult, I would think that I would try to not manage my children's behavior, but steer them, let's do this, let's do that, not just let me be free and drive off a cliff.
Oh, I see. 所以老师这边提到说，今天他的这个从小到大的教养，爸妈教养的方式比较放养，就说没关系，你想做的事都没关系啊，都没有任何的那个。他追到后来发现到，这样好像不太对，也不行，他自己开始那个。那老师现在的想法是觉得说，其实如果有小孩的话，如果有他现在没有嘛，有的话他可能会选择是慢慢引导他们去做，但是呢，不要说完全放任，然后让他们自己冲下悬崖，这样是不行的。
So did you have anything your parents did that you personally won't do?
我自己 they force me to they used to force me to eat something I don't like.
Oh, like what?
Yeah, like 那个我很讨厌吃那个 broccoli.
Really?
Broccoli,
What kind of broccoli? Just like regular broccoli?
Regular broccoli. I used to hate that, but now I can accept that. 然后还有一些不喜欢吃的东西啊，香菜啊什么都不爱，他们就说要多吃一点，这也吃一点，这也吃一点。还有最讨厌就是那个便当盒里面，如果是有那种茄子，紫色的茄子，蒸完之后一打开，哇，好难吃哦！但是我爸还是叫我就给他放下去，就是给他吃这样。
So if you had a son or a daughter, would you make them eat their broccoli and eggplant cheese?
Never.
No, you don't want to eat that? Okay.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Will you eat it or throw it in the garbage?
I won't buy it in the first place.
but sometimes it just has it, right?
Oh yeah. 我可能会把它吃掉吧，就不要浪费食 ，Don't waste any food.
This is kind of what I tell my wife. Listen, I'm full. I don't want to be fat. I'm not going to eat this because it's too much. I don't want it. And she'll say, no, you can't. That's wasting food. I'm like, but I don't want to eat this. Like, she'll say, okay, I'll eat it. I'm like, all right, okay. All right, tell us your rules that maybe you won't use when you're a parent. Yeah. Tell us down in those comments. I love to read them. I really do. For Enjoy English School, I am Chris Korsky.
I'm Anthony.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.